Thank you for taking the time to chat with me. I would like to take this time to for you to introduce yourself. Tell us what the name of your company is and what you do.
Perfect. Well, first, thank you for having me here. My name is Goldie Samera. I'm a registered nurse and I've been an RN 20 years. I started when I was 5. No, I'm kidding. I wish. I was a nurse at Children's Hospital in Oakland for about 14 years.
Wow.
I was in the pediatric ICU and also the med-surg units. And I was a charge nurse. And after that, I ventured out into more different types of nursing, corporate nursing, did more, it was a supervisor for staffing agencies, and then did mainly a lot of different, contract work as a registered nurse, flu shot clinics, things like that. And in the midst of the pandemic, I started my business, which is Elevate Healing IV Hydration. And what we do is vitamin infusions and different types of vitamin injections. We're all registered nurses. I opened my first location in July 24th, 2021, and we've been growing since.
Wow, that's great. So what does a vitamin injection do for you? And, what can you expect if you're coming in here to take one of those?
Right. So it really depends on what your health goal is. So we have 2 different vitamin injections. Both have B12. So B12 has a lot of benefits to it. It helps with mental clarity. It helps give you energy. Also helps you sleep at night. Even though it gives you this natural boost of energy, you're able to sleep soundly at night. So it gives you quality sleep. Also helps with preventing hair loss, things like that. So there's so many benefits to it. It helps with reduce inflammation. As far as what their goal is, we have one that just has B12. It's called our energy shot. And that's for people who are, for example, vegan or vegetarian, so they don't consume enough B12, or if you are deficient, your absorption level is low, or you do your blood work and your doctor says, yeah, you're deficient with B12. So they would come to us. And I have another injection that has B12, but it also has other active ingredients such as methionine, inositol, and choline. In a nutshell, what those active ingredients and lipotropics, what they do is they convert sugars, carbs, and fats into energy. And that's called our fat burner shot. So that's what people take if they're starting a workout journey, or they're trying to lose weight because they plateaued, or they just want a quick shot of those B vitamins and B12.
I think I've had something similar to the last one, like about 3 years ago. But so I'll definitely be visiting you for that.
Absolutely.
And so how often would someone come in? I mean, do they come on a regular basis to get the same shot, or is it like, I'm sure it's not a one shot and you're done.
Right. And I always tell our clients that, everybody's different and every body is different. So what may work for you may or may not work for the other person. They might need a few series of injections. And the good thing is these are all vitamins. So as far as our injections, people would come either as often as once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on what your health goal is. We also offer vitamin infusions, which are cocktail bags that have other vitamins in there that are blended and catered to whatever your goal is, like an athletic blend or a hangover drip or an immunity blend.
Lots of uses.
Yeah. For the IV drips, for maintenance, people come either once every 2 weeks or once a month.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great. And then, you said you've been in business for about 2 years, 2020, right? Okay. Oh, actually, no, that's longer. 2020.
2021.
2021. So
about 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay, that's cool. So then, what do you think, what was the hardest thing about becoming an entrepreneur? What was the hardest thing about starting your company?
The hardest thing about starting the company, I guess, it's the decision to start. Yeah. So it's just the choice. We all have a decision. Life is hard. Work is hard, whatever industry you're in. And also starting a business is hard. So in general, life is hard. It's just, you got to choose your hard. And so it's a choice first and foremost. And then the logistics fall into play. Rejection is another big thing that a lot of people don't really take very well. Now, my training actually came from, I've been a nurse this whole time, but I actually, for about 3 years, I was in the insurance industry. So I'm very familiar with like real estate, things like that. We're building a team of agents. I had a team of agents. I did weekly events, attended weekly seminars, learned about the difference between an employee versus an entrepreneur. So a lot of the rejection came from that. That, I think, that was where the hard part came in. So just that was my business school. in School of Hard Knocks. And what I did was identify myself as a nurse first and foremost. And so when I opened my business, I just changed the language, learn how to market that way, learn how to close, and just showing up every day. That's the hardest thing. Being consistent and showing up every day.
Yeah, that's it. The struggle is real, folks. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm sure that you know as well that every day you have to show up, you have to put the smile on, and you just got to put one foot forward every day. That's the only way that you're going to make it. I think you're doing great.
I'm trying.
So, what was it that made you decide that this is something that you wanted to do for a business?
Right. So it goes back about over 10 years ago. So because I was such a young nurse, I became a nurse. I was in I think I was 22 or 23. I was an adrenaline junkie. So I wanted to frontline. I was in critical care. I also wanted to study to be a flight trauma nurse.
Wow.
So I wanted to be there, but my body, it was like, nope, we're not doing that. So I got sick early on in my nursing career. Culturally, I'm at risk for high blood pressure, diabetes. So I was on high blood pressure medication. I wasn't even 30 yet when all this happened. I was pre-diabetic and I also had cancer.
Wow.
And so that was a big culture shock for me. I was in Western medicine and thought I was doing everything right. But, it was a big scare. And so I had a primary doctor and I also worked with a naturopath. So I made them work together.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And so my naturopath introduced me to a lot of holistic things. And this is 2011. We didn't even have a Sprouts nearby.
Right. Yeah.
There was nothing organic around. I had to be vegan. So I was vegan for about 7 months to reboot my system.
Wow.
She introduced me to green juicing, fasting, yoga, meditation, and IV drips. And then, she was doing a procedure on me as well to help slop off cancer cells and keep the healthy cells in.
Right.
Fast forward 7 months later, I was cancer free.
Wow.
Still is to this day. So she is my primary. And that was, being a young nurse, I was like, what is this? What is this, woo-woo stuff?
Yeah.
And I became a believer since. So I've always had a love and a passion for holistic healing. Went to schooling for it. To be a holistic nurse, but I use it more for self-care.
Yeah.
I never sat for any boards or anything like that, but I mainly use it for self-care. And jumping to, COVID days, I was like, you know what? It's time.
Yeah.
Let's start with IV hydration.
Yeah.
This is a conversation starter. I could come in with a plethora of things, but when you start a business, you got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, you're going to lose your audience. You're going to lose your clients.
I get excited when I meet people that are like-minded and that have had similar journeys.
Yeah.
And because same thing with me when I lost all the weight and I got fit. Prior to that, I was pre-diabetic. I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and I don't know, something else too. But as I started exercising, working with my naturopath, and just really being mindful and taking care of myself, I eliminated all medications. And to this day, I've not had to go back on them yet.
Yep.
So, so I need to get back in the gym and start working harder. So, but yeah, so it's great. So what do you like most about having a business in South San Francisco?
I love the people. Yeah. First and foremost, you can't move mountains by yourself.
Right.
It takes a community and a team of people. And so just the community itself has been welcoming. Well, I'm born and raised San Francisco, but I went to high school just in Daly City.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we turned out okay.
All right.
It's the community for sure, 100%.
Okay.
And the people that we meet.
Right. And I hear that a lot. Like a lot of the people that I've met through doing interviews like this, they're all say exactly the same thing. The community here is amazing. So, it's heartwarming because I feel it too. When I come to South City, it's very it's a place where you can come and be you, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Why don't you tell me the happiest experience that you had in starting your business, like working with a client?
The happiest experience, it pretty much happens with everybody. When they come back and they tell us how different, they had felt after a treatment, after a vitamin infusion, or after an injection. Just the stories that we hear. We have, for example, I love data. So I'm also a nerd when it comes to that. We need data to back us up. I have a personal trainer that gets just the fat burner shots from us. And he's already fit. He's a trainer. He works out. He sees clients, and he gets his injections from us once a week. So he has this. It's kind of like a Fitbit. It's a band, and it has an app on your phone. So it's mainly for athletes. So it records sleep, activity. If you during sleep, did you hit REM, deep sleep? And so he was mainly interested in the sleeping portion because recovery is huge when it comes.
That's why I got my watch too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The efficacy of sleep was percentage wise, he was, in the 50s, 60%, and he was tracking it for maybe over a year. And after he started getting the injections, literally for the next few days, maybe 4 or 5 days, that efficacy of 50 or 60 was hitting 90s.
Wow.
90%. So that meant that
sold. Sorry, I'm an advocate of good sleep.
Yeah.
So I know exactly where he's coming from, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, please keep talking. Sorry.
No, absolutely. No, but it was exciting because he showed me the data. He showed me on his phone. He sent me screenshots. And it broke it down to REM sleep and all that. But the overall efficacy of sleep in the low to mid 90s.
Yeah.
And it would happen maybe the first for him 4 to 5 days during or after he got his shot.
Yeah.
And so that's when he knew, okay, I need to go back for his. Now,
right.
He would come for his injections weekly, or until he would hit his goal because metabolism is faster.
Yeah.
That's where we can see the efficacy. So I love seeing that data. People that would get IV drips. I had one nursing student that she graduated. She was getting ready to take her NCLEX. Sorry, that's me.
That's fine.
Alarm to take my vitamins.
Oh.
I'm there too. My supplements. But she was getting ready to take her NCLEX, the state exam for RN. So she was getting an IV drip from us, and it's glutathione, which is an antioxidant. And she swears that she only passed because she was getting the IV drip. And I think she was studying for about 2 months, and she had 2 or 3 of the infusion with us. And it just gave her clarity. It helped her focus, eliminate distractions. So that was cute. I loved hearing that.
Nice. Using the right supplements, having the right care, having the proper diet, having exercise. I mean, it's everything.
Everything
that's involved.
It's a whole recipe.
Yeah.
And it's also in holistic care. And holistic means looking at the whole person. That's right. Holistic.
Yeah.
Versus conventional medicine, which is amazing for emergency and surgery.
Right.
Hands down.
Right.
Conventional Western medicine, for maintenance of everyday life, it's up to us.
Yeah, you've got to be proactive to take care of yourself, and taking steps like utilizing your services. It's just one of the extra things that you can do for yourself. Self-care. Put your mask on first. Take care of yourself first. And it helps everyone around you because they'll understand you're taking care of yourself, so they feel better about it. But then also it gives you a little extra to give back, when you're taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And it's hard with a lot of our clients. The biggest difference is they've made time. They make time to have that self-care. Whether it's an hour or getting down here 30 minutes, things like that. You have to create that time in your schedule. It's not going to come to you. But if you know that, once a month I'm going to spend an hour and hang out at Elevate Healing, and you meet with the same nurse, we like to keep you with the same technicians at all times. So that way it eliminates the anxiety. So then you build that rapport with your nurse and vice versa. It's like when we get our hair done or our nails done, a barber, we go to the same person because we built that relationship. So we do that here too. When you're around like-minded individuals, you recharge each other.
For sure.
So that's huge.
Yeah. It's like the little finger.
Little ET thing.
ET, yeah. If someone wants to connect with you and to utilize the services at Elevate Healing, how do they do that? Do they call you, go to your website? What's the best way to do that?
Absolutely. So it's all of the above.
Okay.
So you could reach us at our website. You could also book your appointment there and see all our availabilities and, see which location you wanted to go to. But our website is elevatehealing.com. You could also call or text us at our phone number, 510-939-0979. We're on Instagram.
Okay.
It's Elevate Healing _IV _hydration.
Okay.
And we have a TikTok. Bear with me there. I'm learning that is at Elevate Healing.
Oh, cool. So, okay. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you taking the moments to speak with me, Goldie. And I look forward to my first session with you. Maybe we'll record it, but we'll see. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck in the beginning of this new year.
Thank you, Craig, and I appreciate you, and thank you for reaching out to me, and I appreciate everyone here, and I hope to meet you all soon.
Yeah.
We got to put ourselves first.
Come see her.